So you're just not ready for your final interview. Why do I say this? Well, last night I did a police recruitment masterclass, and more than several of you turned up, which was amazing. And by the way, if any of you are thinking, what does he mean by more than several of you? I'm going live inside our Facebook group. You might be watching the recording of this. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, click the link below. You'll find a link to join over 26,000 people of this amazing, amazing community devoted just to policing careers and police recruitment. So, first of all, before I go into all the different questions that you might get at your final interview and why it's so different from your online assessment centre, who am I and why should you listen to anything I've got to say? My name is Brendan from Blue Light, and over the past 31 years now, I've been supporting people for the police recruitment process, for specialist interviews and the police promotion process, all the way up to superintendent with a huge amount of success. Thousands of people have succeeded as a result of my support, but don't just take my word for it. Check our Trustpilot account. Take a look at our 5-star reviews of those people who've joined our academy program and succeeded as a result. So before we dive in as well, just got to check where the doggy is. Summer! Summer! Oh, there she is. Walking the doggy at the moment. Alrighty, but I thought I'd take this opportunity just to speak to you a little bit about some of the big mistakes you're making in your preparation for your final interview. So the first one is thinking that now you've done your online assessment centre and you've answered 5 questions to a completely different level than what's expected at the final interview, and they're all telling me about a time when, and you're thinking, oh, it'll just be the same. No, it won't. Seriously, it won't. There's over 50 different types of interview and assessment that exist in the United Kingdom. In England and Wales, there's over 50. So it's like 50 plus if we look at the whole of the United Kingdom. One force doesn't even do an interview. They just do a written exercise and a role play. Role plays. That's Police Service of Northern Ireland. Metropolitan Police do an interview and a role play. Greater Manchester Police do an interview followed at a later date by a role play. Role plays. So there's a huge amount of variance. Other forces do group exercises, some forces do presentations. Huge amount of variance, and we need to be ready for that variance. Is that making sense? Right, let's dive in and we'll talk about the different types of questions that you might get. First of all, motivation questions. Starting off with, or ending, actually one force asks this question at the very end of the interview, but questions that start off with, so why do you want to be a police officer? And don't be giving them bland, I just want to help people, I want to put something back into the community, no 2 days are the same, my values align with the values of the police service, blah, 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 cliche, 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 tells me nothing about you. So, motivation questions, you've got to have a compelling why. If your why is not compelling, you're not going to hook them in. And what will happen, because they're human and because they probably had zero training to be an assessor or interviewer, trust me, you think they've been on a week-long course or something. They really haven't. I mean, we work with promotion candidates and a lot of them are the recruit interviewers, and I think the most any of them has had is half a day. Most of them have just had a half-hour briefing, if that. So there's a huge amount of variance in the type of assessment and that you're going to get, and that the scoring is going to be wildly all over the place. So we've got to make sure we score the best. And if you just answer with a load of cliched nonsense, then sorry, you've switched them off straight away. So we've got to make sure we've got a compelling why, and we use a sort of story, chapters in a story approach to that, and it works really, really well. How do I know it works really, really well? Like I said, thousands of people have succeeded as a result of our support, so that's why I know. Next, impact questions. What sort of impact is being a police officer going to have on your personal life? Don't just start with missed parties and social events and you might have to work Christmas Day. No, you want something a lot deeper than that. You want to know the true impact, physically, mentally, and think about the impact on other people. And think about the pride of being a police officer as well. That's something, huh? Something that you may have not thought of including, talking about the pride of being a police officer. Again, we've got a framework for that. In our academy program, we have a framework. We've got a framework for everything. We've got over 40 proprietary systems and processes that can apply to any type of assessment, any type of interview. What next? Challenge. What sort of challenges is this force facing? Don't talk about budget cuts. Don't talk about resourcing. Why? Because the next question you're going to get is, tell me how your skills or values are going to help us meet those challenges. So if you've been rabbiting on about budget cuts, how are you going to help with that? So there's like three key themes that we teach our academy members to focus on. They're applicable to any force. Works really well. Where are we up to now? Values. Oh yes. These catch you out. Seriously catch you out. What values are important to police officers? What values are important to you? Don't just do empathy, respect and empathy, public service, or what's the other one? Oh, it used to be integrity, but now it's, oh, what is it again? Oh yeah, courage. Because if I was interviewing, I'd just say, look, I want to know what values are important to you and what you think is important to the police service. I don't want to hear about how good you are at reciting the CVF. And you really don't want an interviewer saying something like that, but they will. I used to. When people gave me bullshit answers, I'd just challenge them, because I'd be thinking, how dare you turn up here today? I've given up my time operationally to come and interview you, and you're giving me bullshit answers. Nah. I used to fail them. Just like, why? Because you thought you could come and bullshit me? No. I'm the gatekeeper. You're not getting past me. Does that sound brutal? Yeah, welcome to the police. Like, this is the way it is. It's subjective. If I like you, I'll do my very best to help support you through the interview. If I can't see you fitting in at my team at 4 a.m, then I will find a way to fail you. Oh, but that's so unfair. Who said life was fair? It's reality. Wake up to it, right? It's not the cuddly world of the College of Policing, this. You're in front of operational police officers who aren't so cuddly. All right, where are we up to now? Role. What does the role of a police officer involve? If you've done something like a ride-along, you've got gold in your pocket. We can translate that into an awesome answer. You should have something a little bit more than what my 13-year-old boy could tell you. Like, oh, I'll be investigating burglaries and preventing antisocial behaviour, and look, I know this. My 13-year-old knows this. So give me an answer that's a bit more complex than that. Sound harsh? He's the 13-year-old test. If this is an answer my 13-year-old can give, then it's not good enough. It needs to be a lot deeper. What else have we got now? Impact, role, values, rear-facing questions. Multiple different types of rear-facing questions. Don't try and work out which competency they're from or which value. Why? Because, Summer, come on this way. Because each one of those values and competencies can lead to multiple questions, and they're all different questions. Don't try and work it out. Even if they tell you, just answer the question. 5 things you need to do: structure, detail, authenticity, emotional connect. Make sure you answer the question. Those 5 key ingredients to any rear-facing question. And use a great structure as well. Use hours. STAR. You'll get all confused between the difference between task and action. And no one talks like that anyway. The task I set myself. Come on, really? Who talks like that? No one. So we use SAL, which stands for situation, aim. Very NDM, you might be thinking. Yes, indeed. We're reaching out to their inner police officer. Actions, not just the what, but the how. The how is really important. That's the detail. That's what gives you the marks, the result, and the learning. And then we can forward pace it by talking about our knowledge of that particular value or behaviour, and why it's so important to police officers, and how you would implement that in the future as a police officer. And there we go. We've got our SAL-Q model. Oh, but I'll never remember that. I can remember STAR. Yeah, remember STAR all you want. It's not as detailed as what they need. Our model works. How do we know? Just check out Trustpilot reviews. Just does. I've been doing it for 31 years, remember, and this is the best model I've developed. We develop our own models, by the way. We don't like borrow other people's. We develop our own stuff. Why? Because this is bespoke to the police sector. These are models that are bespoke to the police sector, not to other sectors. What else have we got? Forward-facing questions. How in the future as a police officer will you reach out to communities that don't trust the police? How in the future as a police officer will you set the highest of standards? How in the future as a police officer will you go about making difficult decisions when you're not in possession of all the facts? multiple different types of forward-facing questions. So many different types. All right, what else we got? Scenario. You're in the parade room and your sergeant walks in and makes a misogynistic comment about one of your colleagues. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're out on patrol with your tutor constable. You go to a fast food restaurant to get some refreshments and she doesn't pay. She just walks out and says, thank you. How are you going to deal with that? You attend an incident, a report of domestic violence. There's a woman at the door who appears to have a bruise on her face and she looks like she's been crying. She's saying nothing happened. It was just loud music on the TV, loud film she was watching. What do? Closely followed and interjected halfway through your answer by, whoa, hang on a minute. There's a man walking down the driveway telling you to F off and get off his driveway. Now what? You ready for these? These are tough. And then they'll ask you, like, why did you choose that option? Why that decision? They want to get to the heart of who you are. Can you cope with the demands of being a police officer? Remember, they could end up on you could end up on their shift. So that's why they're asking you tough questions. What else have we got? There's more. You're thinking there's more? Yeah, presentations. They're just a forward-facing question. We use our why, how, what model. Works every time, works a dream. Why is the thing important? Qualitative and quantitative. How are you going to deal with it? No more than 3 things. And what's it going to result in? Boom. You've solved the problem. You're the solution to the problem. Awesome model. Presentations, 10-minute presentations. Don't freak out about it. Never use PowerPoint. You're not there to bore them to death, are you? Use your own personality. 10 minutes flies by. All a 10-minute presentation is an interview question. It's just a longer answer that's required. Use the same model. Why, how, what. Works every time. Works a dream. What else do we have? Group exercises. Oh my word. We've got tons of guidance on that. Group exercises. Briefings. They give you a case study to deal with. Mostly the detective route this, but other forces do it for the police constable route. And then you've got to give a briefing on how you go about dealing with it. And we use the II March model. Works a treat. Stands for information and intelligence, intention, method, administration, risk assessment, communication, human rights, health and safety. Awesome model. Comes from JESUP, the Joint Emergency Services Interoperability Protocol. Who are just up the road, actually. It's a civil services emergency management base or place, department or something. All right, what else have we got? Let's walk this way. I'm exhausting this now. What else is there? Oh, written exercises where you've got to prioritize things and then either give a written response or a written response in a briefing. I think we're almost at the end. I might have missed 1 or 2 things, but that's a lot for you to be going along with, isn't it? So there you go, my friends. An absolute ton of different types of interview questions. If you can come up with any more assessment or interview questions or processes, then please do let me know in the comments. Let me know if this has been useful. Ask any questions. Join our Facebook group if you're watching this on YouTube. Join our academy where we'll work with you one-to-one. Small group practice webinars, loads of online material, and a pass guarantee. How about that? You don't pass, we keep working with you. Don't pass the second time, we'll refund you all your money. Awesome guarantee. We can afford to do it. We are that good. We've got a great team. All right, hopefully useful for you folks. I'm off to continue with the dog walk. Beautiful sunny day here in York. Look at this, just great. Lovely day. Catch up with you soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.